Alright, so you want to learn how to change a hair or add a hair to your VrChat avatar through Unity. This is the video for you, and I will link the avatar, this avatar I'm using to show you, and the hair as well that I'm using in the description of this video. And honestly, I love the creator of this avatar so much. I love all of her avatars. I want to buy all of them. So yeah, go check them out and whatnot. But let's get right into this. So the first thing you want to check for is to see if your hair and your body are on the same mesh. So if you look over here underneath Inspector and go all the way down here to where it says Mesh Body, you'll notice that there's a bunch of other things: the eyes, the head, band-aid skin, metal, blah, 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 blah. So if hair shows up in these, or if your hair, when you click on it, has this orange outline around the hair and the body, your hair and body are actually on the same mesh. And meshes are actually done through Blender. So in order to do this, you would have to go into Blender and take the hair off there, which is far more complex, I do believe. Or to me, it seems, because I don't know how to use Blender. Yep, I'm a Unity Goblin. I don't know how to use Blender at all. So I'm sorry, but this is not the tutorial for you if that is the case. But for everybody else who has a separate hair mesh and body mesh, then this is the video for you. So let's go ahead and get started with that. So the first thing you want to do, click on your hair to where it has this orange outline. You want to use your left mouse button to do so. And you want to scroll up in your hierarchy and find the body of the hair. So what you want to do after you find it, you want to right click on it, go to delete, and click delete. Now that you have the body of your hair deleted, you actually also need to delete the PhysBone physics of said hair. So if you were to go down into the armature, you want to go through hips, and you want to find spine, chest. So you want to click these little arrows, go to spine, chest, and then go down to head, my bad, and click on that and go all the way down to where you find your hair. Now, what you want to do is you want to go to, for example, it would probably say like this, like just a bunch of randomness. So what you want to do is click on your first one with your left mouse button, click on and hold shift. This is very important. Hold shift and then click on the last one with your left mouse button. And then you have all of the armature highlighted here to show you what you have selected. Now what you want to do is right click, go back down to delete, and click delete. There. So now we have a fresh head that we can add luscious locks to. Okay, so now that you have your fresh head, what you want to go to is your files, actually. And you want to go to your downloads, and from here, you're going to look for the hair, and you want to find the FBX. That is what you want. You want the FBX. And what you're going to do is you're going to hold the left mouse button and drag it into your project. So now we have our hair. Now, this is very important. What you want to do is go back down to the armature right here in your hierarchy, and you want to go all the way down to head. And what you're going to do is you're going to hold left mouse button on your hair and you're going to drag it to your head. Now, you don't want it to have this little blue line over or under. You want to have this section light up where it says head. You want to have that light up And what that means is you're attaching this hair to the head of your avatar. And so now that you've done that, you're going to click on your hair in your hierarchy and you're going to locate it. And most of the time it's floating above really high in the sky. And what you're going to do is you're going to click on this green arrow. Well, you're going to hold this green arrow. You're going to use your left mouse button and you're going to hold down and you're going to drag it down. And from here, you're going to want to fix the hair to the head of your avatar. So like right now it kind of looks a little goofy and you really want to play around with this. So to scale it down, what you're going to do is you're going to click on the hair and you're going to click R to scale. And if you hold the middle, it will scale big, scale small, and it will scale all parts. It will scale the X, Y, and Z factor, as you can see in the right underneath inspector over here. So if you take the green, it's going to scale the Y. If you take the X, it's going to scale, if you take the red, it's going to scale the X. And if you take the Z, it's going to scale, you take the blue, sorry, it's going to scale the Z factor, which is your depth. And I want it kind of snug to the head, but not too snug. So probably about like that. And I don't want it to be that far above her head. Now another thing is you got to be careful because you don't want your scalp showing because you don't want to be bald. So yeah, scale it up a little bit, move her down. Don't want it to be bald, so move her up a little. And I think that's good for just showing y'all as an example. Yeah, I do believe. Now, make sure that you go around that none of your scalp is showing because you don't want to be, bald. And now you have successfully added the hair to your head in your avatar. But now what you want to do is you want to go to your hair, so click on it. And then in the hierarchy, you're going to click this little arrow that's pointing to the right. You're going to click down on that. And if you look, it says armature, or it should say something of the sort. And you want to open this, and you want to keep on opening those all the way down. So a shortcut for this is using your right arrow key on your keyboard. And that will just go through and open all of these up. Because see, look how many. Like these are a lot. A lot of the time you want to start with the one that says, it should be right underneath root. At least that's the one I always start with. And you just want to open all of these up. So like right arrow, right arrow, right arrow, all the way down. All right. So now we've opened all of that up. And these are all of the bones, I should say. Well, not yet. But this is where like all of like it's hard to explain, sorry. It's what makes your hair move. Like PhysBones, dynamic bones, if you remember that, and other stuff. So what you're going to do is you're going to left click on the first one, hold shift, go all the way down to the last one, and left click. Now, from here, pay close attention. So what you're going to do is you're going to hit add component in your inspector right here, and you want to look up PhysBone. So PHY, well, yeah, you just want to look at phi, I guess, PHY, and it normally pops up. So what you want to do is you want to click VRC PhysBone, not PhysBone Collider, PhysBone. So you're going to left click on that, and now you can see here, like these little white lines, you can see how this hair is going to move. So what you want to do is you want to adjust the radius. I normally go like 0.0 0.05, and that looks about good. So I'm going to keep that. And with these, you have to play around with it. So the pull is going to be when you move the avatar, how fast that's moving. So like if you move it left, that's going to determine how fast your hair moves to the left. And when you use spring, that's going to be how fast your hair goes back to its original position. So normally I like to keep these below, like to keep them below 0.2. So I would do like 0.15 and then 0.15. That's how I normally do. And yeah. And then down here, if you look, gravity is how much your hair is affected by gravity. So if you go into the negatives, your hair is going to float up. If you go more towards the positives, then your hair is going to be stretched down due to, gravity. Excuse me. And so now what you want to do to test your newfound hair, you're going to want to click this play button right up top. And you're going to left click that, wait for it to load. It might take a minute if your avatar is big. Yeah, you can see here, you're now in the game section. You're going to go to the left or the right, wherever it is to find the scene. And it should have this like little waffly grid picture. And you're going to left click on that. And now we can test our hair. So what you want to do is left click on your hair. Make sure you don't get the orange bit. You want to scroll up in your hierarchy to where you find the hair that selects all of it. And you want to move it left and right. And see, look at this. Now your hair moves. Now, if you notice, it's like kind of jittery. So for that, you're really going to want to play around with the settings on over here on the right with the inspector. You really, really want to play around with that because a lot of the times it's not really a set number. Like it really is a case by case thing. So like with this hair, I would have to play around with the numbers and try to figure that out. Now, if you go back up to the play button and you left click on it again, you're going to go back into the, I don't even know, to be fair, but you're going to stop like the animations that are playing and all of that and all of the movement that's happening and whatnot. But with that, you have just added your first hair. Now, to add a material to your hair that will give it a color, you want to go into your project and you want to see where it says assets and you want to click on the avatar's name and you want to open up these. You want to find the material for the hair, and I'm pretty sure mine is underneath where I added a bunch of stuff to this hair. So see, I have a hair folder. I'm going to click on that, and if you notice, a lot of the times they should be labeled, but if they're not, that's okay. Just go through and find it until you, can find it. And what you want to do is you want to hold left click and drag it onto the hair. And now you have your hair colored. Well, you would have to get the texture with the hair, or otherwise you'll get these weird white blocky bits or this outline. Thank you for watching, and I hope this really helped you. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments, and I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can.